Okay. Today's topic is the change log in Eclipse. And really, throughout Eclipse, there are different change logs and different screens. We're going to spend most of our time on the change log that you would see off of sales orders, purchase orders, and transfers. It's remarkably the same across those three transaction types. Um, Before we get into it, just briefly, uh, changelog shows who did what and when they did it. So it's a great kind of research tool, diagnostic tool. And with the who, that includes things like remote order entry, the phantom, things that the system does. And as I said, there are some other change logs we're not going to look at today, but there are change logs in customer maintenance, vendor maintenance, user maintenance, really throughout Eclipse. So within a sales order, transfer, or purchase order, on your toolbar, you probably already have change log. If you don't, you can add it to your toolbar. You can also get to the change log by clicking File, Change Log. I'm already in a sales order, and the first sales order I chose actually has a lot of shipments or generations on it because I wanted to show you when you go into the change log, it is generation specific. So I was clicked on this April 4th in generation or invoice number 2 for this. So that's what it's showing me when I first click in here. Again, it's showing the who, like Nick or Phantom, and what they did, and then the date and the time. If you click change ship date, then you can either go to the change log for another generation within that order, or you can click all. And if you click all, it's going to show you the change log for all 4, 5, 6, however many generations this order has. Something that doesn't come up too often, but I wanted to tell you about if you weren't aware, is this add comment. A lot of times we put our notes into internal notes, which is fine, but you can also click add comment if you wanted, for whatever reason, you wanted to record something that would appear in the change log permanently for an order. I use it a few times a year for something. It's like, hey, I looked at this, it's okay. Yeah, so that's there for you. I'm going to go into a different order because I want to show you, I'll say, the connection with job queues first and then the calling queue. So let me go into this JA mechanical order. So something that is certainly not obvious, when you're in the change log, it is showing you when job queues, also called trackers sometimes in Eclipse, but it's showing you when job queues are tied to a sales order. And what's not obvious is you can right click and then view, and it will take you into the job queue. Why that doesn't appear like a normal hyperlink, I don't know. Eclipse is kind of old, but you can jump from, well, what is that tracker? You can right click, view, and it'll jump you into the tracker, also called job queue. And then for the calling queue, I have to go into another order. One more. I kind of created this example. Eclipse. This one. In the customer calling queue for new, when you log your call, it asks you for the next date, so it's recording that. I logged this call a few days ago with the next call date of March 11th, so it does put that in the change log. What else is It gives you the opportunity to leave yourself a note when you log the call, and it puts it here. So my kind of made up note, remind Matt to pick up this big PVC fitting order. So that's where that goes when you put that note when you're logging a call. One other change log I wanted to show you is called the product activity log. And let me bring up this product from my screenshot there, B73762. So from either inventory inquiry, inventory history ledger, probably somewhere else, when you're on a product, file activity log. And this is very detailed information about the movement of this product for the branch I chose. So for this product, for Bangor, here's what's happened with it. So basically, every time you touch something with RF, it's recording it in here, along with some other things. I picked a product that hasn't moved in a little bit. This log puts the most recent activity at the top, and you can see it's the user, the date, and what they did with the product. This one can be useful if you're really trying to figure out what happened with a product in your warehouse or in your facility. What else you can do in here is you can click selection, select criteria, and this is like a keyword search. So for the pattern, like I could type count, and it's going to filter and just show the entries that contain count. Or put away. Now it's just showing me the entries that contain put away. So it's really just like a keyword search you can filter on. One more thing I want to show you, then we can open it up for Q&A and discussion. This again, this order change log is another kind of diagnostic tool. You're not going to be using this every day, but when you're trying to kind of look for patterns, maybe anomalies in your business, to me, it's really like an audit type tool. But let me show you what it does. So you would put in a branch or all or a territory. So let's pretend Bangor, date range for whatever I'm looking for. Could specify a user ID. I'm going to leave that open. Order type means sales order, purchase, transfer, and then the pattern. So when I put in like broken tag, for example, it's going to look through all the sales orders for Bangor for this date range, looking in the change log for the orders for broken tag. If you're not sure what it's putting in the change log, then you need to find a sales order that kind of has the broken tag or the overcommit, whatever you're looking for. Look in the change log, see how Eclipse records things in the change log. Then you run the report, and I'll show you what it looks like. I just made this up, by the way, just, to search for something. So sure enough, for the date range for Bangor, this is showing me all the sales orders that in the change log, it says broken tag somewhere. And then, of course, I could drill into the orders. Like, that's what I was looking for. You're not going to use it that often. I just want to tell you that it's there. If you forget about it and just remember there's a tool that can rip through the change log and look for things, just reach out to me. I'll help you. And let me go ahead and unmute you all. Or give you the ability. Now you can unmute yourselves.
Hey, Matt, thanks for going over that activity log. So the activity log is great for, like you're saying, so especially when somebody's trying to pick something off the Salesforce and is telling you, and it's in a location like, one AA1, and when you go there, it's not there. That's when you want to use the activity log, because you can see the previous locations. So that way, if somebody from the warehouse maybe picked it from a wrong location, you'll be able to see it's been in, 2AA5 as well. So then you can go to 2AA5, and then you can find, most likely the item's going to be in one of those previous locations. So if you can't find an item, that's the best, is the activity log. Thank you.
That's a fantastic example. Thank you.
And those, is that chronological order that comes out if you hit everyone, if you say you want to see the entire order as it happened when you're looking at the change log?
I think so. Let's go up. Let me go back into it. It should.
So if you have like 3 generations of shipments.
Yeah. So I think the one I chose has at least 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let me go in here. Come on. So this change log puts the the oldest stuff at the top, which is the opposite. I don't know why, but
all right.
Sure.
The other question: if someone brings something back on that order within the like mid job, he has 2 things out and he brings back something from invoice number 1. It does put the credit on there, right? It says it links back the credit to that change log on what date he brought it back.
Well, do you mean like, are they doing the credit as another generation?
Yes, so you have to do a credit on it by itself. So it should the credit should hook up to the original order and say something came back there at that time.
Well, if you have it on the same sales order, you've just added a new generation, then yes. If you've created a new sales order to issue the credit, then I know, right? Yeah, then it makes. I don't know the answer. Do you know, Chris? If
it's on that same sales order?
No, a different one. We write
so you do the credit on a separate. He brings back something. He's already been billed 2 or 3 times for different stuff. He brings back something from order number 1 or generation number 1. When you bring that back and you process it, does that show? I believe it does show in the change log. Solar is a little different than regular.
It will, when you do the return for the item, it's going to populate the previous sales orders that it was sold under.
Correct.
And you'll click that sales order,
mm-hmm.
and then that will be in your change log. Like it'll say, like original sales order number S101.
Right. Okay. All right. I want to make sure that it does do that.
Yeah, it won't be in the sale. It'll be in the return.
It'll be in the return.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, the return will reference the original sales order because you're clicking that. But your question is will the original sales order show that it's been returned? Question mark?
Yes, essentially. Where does it show, like he brings it back, where does it show that item was returned? I would have thought it went back to the order that it was purchased on. Is that correct? The order.
I think we'd have to do a test. I don't think in that scenario, I don't think it's going to record something in the original order.
Yeah, I don't think so neither, because the return is now a new order, so it's going to have its own change log.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah,
that was something I wanted to know. Okay, I'll do a test on that.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you find out it does, let us know or let me know.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I have.
Um, okay. I'll leave it open for another minute or two. If anyone has anything. It won't be next week because I'm going up and visiting the Waltham group, visiting Manchester, but perhaps the week after. I think I'm going to do one of these webinars on return goods process. Can't cover every nuance of every return, but just kind of the basic process in 15 minutes. I think we're getting kind of overdue to kind of do a refresher on that. But at any time, if you guys have ideas for these webinars that would benefit, a lot of people, just reach out to me. I keep like a running list of ideas to present on. So. Okay. Hopefully this was worthwhile. Thanks for taking time out of your day.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, go ahead.
Just to clarify, I was poking into an order. So it does show on the original sale when you do a return on a different ticket. It adds it to it.
Really? I learned something new. That's cool.
Great question.
Yep.
Thanks.
So when you select the return sales order, it follows it. That's great.
I was gonna do that when I got off the phone. Just
I was trying to hurry up.
I did it in this morning, and I said, "Geez, I think it tracks it, but I haven't really looked at it under the solar. I know in regular Eclipse, it did. It would automatically link that back to the original order." Okay, all right, that's good.
Cool. Thanks, John. You're fast. I was like, I'll do that later today.
I was lazy. You still just long enough.
Okay, very good. I appreciate you checking into that.